One, two, three, go. Good evening, Miss Jennifer,
Good evening.
apprentice shaman. What did we just get done doing today?
We did a show at Casadega Gala Days on the market.
And can you share some information about our products right there?
Yeah. When we first started doing the markets, we were primarily doing clay, and we had started making ormus. We hadn't really presented it. So this was our third year doing Casadega, and the ormus has really taken off there because it has metaphysical properties, and a lot of people that attend the Casadega Spiritualist Camp really get into the understanding how ormus works, and they've heard of it, so they're more receptive. We find over time that it became something that we began to interact with people more on, rather than just showing them the products. We began to have circles with them and let them sample the ormus so that they could see for themselves the attributes of ormus. And we also found that as we would share in the experience with them by sampling the ormus at the same time they did, that we could all share and feel what was going on.
Cool. Is that what you call an ormus circle?
That's what we call an ormus circle.
Cool. So what do we have right here?
Well, we have 5 of our cream ormuses, and we have 3 of our tinctures. And basically, the tinctures are the liquid form that traditionally ormus is sold in, and the cream form is something that we've developed ourselves, that you've developed by reducing it into a cream. It becomes more potent.
I see. So what are the properties of these creams?
Well, we discovered over interacting with other people and taking it ourselves that they all do fundamentally the same thing, which is expand the consciousness, work on the metaphysical aspects of the body. They work on the energy centers or chakras. They also work on emotional issues, spiritual issues, and physical issues. The ormus kind of has its own ability to identify within you beyond what you may be able to identify yourself. So it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, but it also, when you push past those things that block you, it connects you to your true self.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I will share a little bit about the different types we have here. We have a black Hawaiian ormus. All of our ormuses start with a Dead Sea salt base, and then we expand on that by adding clays or a variety of salts or floral essences. So this one is our black Hawaiian, which we call a shadow ormus, and it is really good at addressing shadow aspects that you may not be aware of, that may be stuffed down and buried. This is the second one. Here is our what is it?
It's Himalayan.
Yeah, Himalayan pink, and we have found it works on the heart and love issues. Attracts soulmates as well. The clay ormus has the montmorillonite clay in it, and it is a good grounder. It also does the same things as a traditional ormus does, but it does it in a subtler way without it being as harsh as an experience. The green bamboo jade, I had a wonderful personal experience with it. It's made from Hawaiian jade bamboo salt, and it is really good at getting in touch with your authentic voice, and also helping you to push past trauma to be able to experience a state of being that you could have been in before you experienced the trauma. It kind of erases the after effects of trauma and puts you in a different state. The red aliea, which is made from red aliea clay salt from Hawaii, it is really good at giving you a sense of groundedness and home, and it also works on heart aspects. This here is the Egyptian white ormus. This is in a liquid form. We also do make it in cream form. All of these we make in cream form. This is the traditional ormus that most people are already familiar with, if you're familiar with ormus. And it is good at mind's eye and crown chakra activation. And if I miss anything, just add it in.
You're doing great.
And this is our purple hibiscus. This is made with purple hibiscus pyramid salt. And it has done wonders at grounding people, working on getting in touch with your own true manifestation abilities. This is our lotus white light ormus. It's made from Florida lotus flowers and French gray sea salt. And we have found that it is good for also expanding the heart. And there were some other things that people said about that. What was it? That they see a bright light.
White light, yes.
A white light when they take it. We've also had people report when they take this bottle that it seems like that they take it, but it always regenerates back to the amount after you've taken it. So it seems to keep making itself, and the bottle never goes down. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, because that's a kind of new one.
Cool. So what are these ormus circles? How does that work?
Well, when someone comes up and they express an interest, we ask them to kind of feel into which ormus resonates with them, either through the way it looks or the way it feels to them. And sometimes they'll put their hands over it to see if they get a feeling that this is the one that they want to take, because often it will speak to them or they'll resonate with it somehow. And what we do is we give them a sample, a little dab under their tongue, and often we take it with them and we stand in a circle and we ask them to hold a bottle in their left hand, and then we just give them a moment to connect, and then we all connect, and then we just see what comes up for the person. And sometimes we will feel what comes up, and sometimes they will start saying what's coming up, and sometimes we never know who's going to be the person that experiences the healing. Sometimes it could even be us as ormus suppliers that experience something, and sometimes the customer might heal us in some way. So in the circle, there's really no hierarchy. It's a shared experience where healing is kind of shared in the group.
That's awesome.
We also find that it's a way of, sometimes with ormus, in my personal experience, it can feel like you're being corrected or maybe disciplined or shown something harsh. And when you share it with a group rather than just one other person or just yourself, you can experience what needs to be seen without having the feeling of being wrong or corrected or it being too harsh. It can be, the blow can be a little bit lessened, and the experience can be universal, so it doesn't feel so harsh.
What about this connectedness that is experienced?
Well, oftentimes we as the people sharing the ormus can already feel what's going on in a person's body, or we'll be able to feel, or sometimes even have impressions of emotional trauma of what the person experienced, and we may or may not share that. It depends on if the person is open to sharing, and then sometimes they go ahead and share it.
Cool. Do you have anything else to share?
I would just say on my personal journey that it's been a learning experience, and that ormus will expand your consciousness, and everybody is at a different level of consciousness, and where this takes you is beyond where you are comfortable. It will take you to a place where anything that you have hidden from yourself or that is blocking you from being your authentic self. So when you take Ormus, you need to be ready to face the unknown.
Cool. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.